All right, welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining us. I have Joel Block, President, Bullseye Capital, on the show with me today. Joel, welcome to the show.
Hey, Michael, thank you.
What does Bullseye Capital do?
Well, listen, we're a company that has done many things over time. We were in venture capital for a long time, and now we're the managing director of a hedge fund. So it's a company that's been in many different things.
What does a hedge fund invest in?
Well, our particular fund invests in real estate. So we buy distressed assets in various parts of the country. We have a number of assets. We bought mortgage notes. We built ground up. So what we'll do is we'll redevelop areas of the country. For example, we bought land in Austin. We redeveloped. They have a whole gentrification program. That city's turning over and being nice. We've done the same thing in Nashville and some other cities. So. And we just we find properties that are properties worth investing in, turning around and doing what's called fix and flip, like what you see on TV.
Got it. All right. Now, entrepreneurs are on the inside track or not. How do they get there?
Well, I mean, listen, one of the things that having been in the money business for a long time, I recognize that entrepreneurs are either any business person, any company is either on the inside, they're not on the inside, and everybody wants to be on the inside. So the first thing is, I'd say you probably have to know a few things. Number one, you have to set up some business rules that are going to work for you. You have to be able to set up those business rules, and those rules apply to whether you're dealing with vendors, customers, investors, no matter who you're setting up with. You have to really understand what the limits of your capability are in terms of setting things up and calling the shots and organizing things. And the people who do the best job are the people who do a better job of organizing themselves to be on the inside. The inside doesn't necessarily mean that you have a lot of inside friends that are going to give you secret information, but it really means that you really understand the business from the inside out, that you really have better control of it than a lot of other people.
Got it. All right. Now, what do you look at when you get pitched a deal? What are you looking for in a business deal?
Now that's an interesting one because I get pitched every single day. A day doesn't go by somebody doesn't ask me for money for something, and I can usually tell in 30 seconds if a person is somebody that I want to do business with. That fast. I don't make a decision in 30 seconds, but I can tell if I want to keep listening in 30 seconds. And number one, the most important thing that I'm listening for, which is 99% of pitches don't have this, is clarity. I'm listening for clarity. Do they understand what they're talking about? Are they themselves clear about where they're going, what business they're in, why they're doing it, everything about it? And if they're not clear in their pitch to me, they're not going to get clear. My job isn't to help them get clear. That's how I look at it. And so when you talk to some of these people, they're making it up as they go along. That's not clarity. And if you want to be, sharp and you want people to take you seriously and you want to get on the inside track eventually with your business and you want to get people to help you to get on the inside track, then you better get crystal clear about what it is you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, what's going to happen in the future for you, and so forth. So
that's a great message. I'm glad you brought that out. You've got a podcast, Proper from the Inside. Tell me about it.
Well, companies are all looking to get the inside track. And so we bring out guys we kind of alternate guys that are either service providers or business company type business owners, physical businesses. And, there are guys that run lending companies. There are guys that are innovation specialists. And we talk about, what are the things, what's the trick? I'm always fascinated to know every single business has a trick. There's a restaurant. When you go to a great restaurant, if you ask the restaurateur, why is this restaurant successful and other restaurants they can't seem to keep their doors open for 6 months? There's always a trick. And I don't mean like a complicated trick, but it just might be a customer service perspective. It might be the way that they organize their menu. There's something that the proprietor knows that makes them successful. And I call that little thing the trick that they do. And I'm always fascinated by that. So my podcast is really dedicated to examining the trick that entrepreneurs have. If you're a consultant, what's the trick to being successful? If you're a show host like you are, what's the trick? What's the trick to getting great guests? What's the trick to getting a great interview? What's the trick to really getting somebody to be talkative? I'm sure that you have an answer, and there is an answer to that.
There is.
Of course there is.
Thank you for the description of the podcast. I appreciate that. Now, any last minute takeaways that you'd like our audience, the people that are fighting to get their businesses off the ground, that they can use to help them on their journey?
I would say a couple things. One is make sure you're properly capitalized. Don't skimp when it comes to getting some money. You can always get your equity back. You can always make your money back. But if you don't start with enough resources, you'll never, ever get where you want to go. Number two is do not underestimate the importance of sales. A lot of people who are not salespeople seem to diminish or underestimate the importance of sales. Sales is what makes the wheels spin in a business. Salespeople, of course, have to respect the good work that other people do, but so do those people have to respect the good work of salespeople. And salespeople really, it's making sales that makes the business go. So I would strongly encourage companies to focus their effort on sales and revenue.
I agree. Well said. Well said. All right, Joel, thanks for being a guest on the show today.
Hey, Michael, thanks.
My pleasure. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba.